Hello everybody. Okay, we're gonna do work on the romance journal some more, and I found this gorgeous book illustration. Isn't it beautiful? It's a book illustration, and we're gonna use it. And but I'm gonna do like the background really quick first. I'm gonna use Old Olive, and I have this pretty doily we're gonna put up here. So let me just ink this up real quick, and just get my dauber nice and inked. I'm just going to go around with my green. Just go around the edges. So it's green. Then I thought, I might use a little bit of book page, since particularly because it's a book illustration. I think I'm going to use, let me just spread this in just a little bit because I'm not sure how big I think I'll make a tabbed pocket, like a tabbed pocket out of this, or just a pocket and then put a tabbed journaling card in it. I'm going to use my 12 Centuries of English Poetry and Prose. I was trying yesterday to figure out what the date is on it, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's just rip a page out. Suppose I could have used one of these pages I already had ripped out, but that's fine. I'm just going to use a little bit. Going to kind of rip it and put some on there. Like this. I think that will be nice. Just some on the top. I think I'll just barely kind of ink the edges of it green. I love ink on like ripped edges. It's so lovely. Those ripped edges pick up the ink so good. All right. Right. It's barely noticeable, but it's noticeable. Now with thin book pages like this, I like to use my glue stick. So I'm going to grab my glue book, the book I use for gluing. And I'm just using a cheap Elmer's glue. A cheap Elmer's, because it doesn't really matter. When it's thin like this, it will stick. Just have to make sure I put a good amount on there. It's the only time I really use glue stick is with really thin paper like this, because it's a like thin vintage book page. So it'll stick really good and won't wrinkle the paper, Okay, so I've got this. Thinking just a corner of it. I think I'm just going to glue it on. I'll trim it a little bit, and then I'll glue it on and trim off our edges. I could just put it on there like that. Don't even need to trim up the edges. All right. Suppose because these are thin, glue stick would probably work for this too. But the problem with using glue stick on like paper doilies like this is that I always get chunks of glue that come off in the little holes. Oh, so it's been raining. It rained all night and it's still raining. They say it should stop raining in about an hour, but it's just lovely. Our pond out there had pretty much dried up, and now all the birds are so happy. They're having big meetings about it. All right, so there we go. We've got that, our little background, and we're going to put this page on here. And I'm going to cut it and back it. So I'm just going to cut it out. So I think this illustration came out of one of those like Reader's Digest books, the old ones, which I adore. I love buying old Reader's Digests, particularly for the illustrations, because they have great illustrations. This is a Reader's Digest book that I pulled a bunch of, I might have pulled all the, let's look. There might be some. Oh, look, like here's one. Ta-da, look at that book illustration. That's great. That'd be great for like a detective / mystery journal or something. So yes, I'm going to back this first, and then we'll put it on there. We could even maybe put a little bit more book page around the edges. I think. So we'll go like that on the book or on the page. What I do with my glue stick was right here. Here it is. All right. Yes, I thought she was lovely, kneeling in this little field. I don't know what she's looking at. Some kind of board or sign or secret letter she found or something. All right, and I don't know, let's see. We could do a little stamping. Let's do a little bit of stamping down here in this corner. Let's see, what do we have for stamps? Maybe some kind of like pattern or something. Some text. Let's see, what do we have here? We have some kind of text, like a little bit of text. It's got like, I don't know. I'm thinking, where are my other stamps? I have like pattern stamps. I have this stamp. This is like text and stuff. We could use it. I think that will be fine. Let's put it on. Do I have a big stamping block near me? I might just have this one, which is fine. I mean, it's, you know, it doesn't cover the whole thing, but we don't need the whole thing. All right. But this will kind of match the whole book page theme we've got going on this page. Let me grab a paper. To stamp off on, so I'm not stamping on my mat. That's good. There we go. A cool stamp. Okay. Now, when we put our pocket on there, it won't be so blank down here. We've got a nice little background. I've got this offcut from a 12 by 12. I think that will be fine for our pocket. I think I'll cut it here so it's got a little bit of a border. And then we can ink it in the green. There we go. Now I should still have ink on this. Enough. And then I'm just going to glue it on there. I could ink the actual illustration with some vintage photo. I think just a little bit, just on the edges. Don't know how much it'll show up, but it shows up a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to ink this down, or glue this down rather. So Matt is downstairs on his first day of his new job, working from home. It's mostly like, oh, that's not even, like logistics stuff, right? Picking what health insurance and all that kind of stuff. All right. Okay, let's try this again. Try to get it more even. It is what it is at this point. It's on there. It's not coming off again. All right, we have this cute little pocket. We could put a little tiny thumb notch in it, but I don't know. I'm thinking I might not do that on this one. Oh, I know why that's crooked, because I cut it by hand. I cut that illustration out by hand. I'm just going to glue this down. So now we have a green page. I love her. She's great. I love the bow in her hair and the pretty dress. All right, so is that... It could be a little wider. Let's see, what do we got? What about this one? It's a pretty... Just cut it there. And cut it here, and we'll use the envelope punch board to put a tab in it. And we'll just use this paper, because it's much. It's a little much. We'll just use it as like kind of a border. All right, will that fit into our pocket, or is it a little too wide? It's okay. I might take a little tiny bit off. Definitely need to take some off the top. And take just a little, a scotch, a smidge, a little smidge off the edge. Yes, that'll be fine. All right, I'm going to, let's put the tab in first before I think I'll put like coffee dyed paper, but I'll also put a tab in the coffee dyed paper. Hopefully it will kind of go. All right, our tab. I think we're going to do it. How big do we want our tab? Maybe like that big? Punch it there. And again on the side like that. And then just cut off this extra piece and ta-da, you've got a cute little tab. Easy peasy. Let's see. Now, I think to back it, I think I'll trace it and then cut it out smaller. So I'm just going to trace our card like this. And then I'm going to just cut it smaller. I'll cut the tab out first. Ooh, I had Matt go get me some cardstock yesterday. I keep forgetting to bring it up here, but I have cardstock. I love that. 14th century. We can put that on there. That will be fun. All right. Will this fit on there? It could be, I think, trimmed a little bit along the bottom and a little bit along this side, which we can just do with my paper cutter. Right? Again, just a smidge. Let me line it up on this line. So we're kind of straight, hopefully. I need to put a new blade on that cutter. It's like cutting all my paper with the little serrated kind of paper edge. Yeah, like that. That's lovely. Do we want to round it? I think I'll round it here and round these two. Kind of trim off these little bits. Okay. And then I'll do the same thing here. I'll just round it a little bit here and then along the bottom. So, we were running the wood stove last night that I'm so happy works so well. And it got so hot up here, which I was very pleased that it heats the house really well. So, very pleased about that. We were a little worried about heat this winter. And the house is like really well insulated, and so you only need to burn it for a little bit. Like you don't have to run it all night, you know. And the house stays pretty warm throughout the night. All right, again, this could be trimmed along this edge. Just a smidge. To re-round this corner. There. Now it should go on there kind of even. Oh, lovely. Okay, I'm just going to glue it on there. So I made a bunch of coffee dyed paper yesterday because I ran out. It's amazing how quickly one just goes through the coffee dyed paper. Okay, let me rip the bottom here. Think that is good. Go over the edges with my green. Doing it like this so we get more ink instead of just the edge. Should like blend into the paper nicely. All right. I'm going to glue that on there. Use my glue stick. Cool. Now I'm thinking I might not do much else with this. I might put like a stamp. Might stamp it. We've got all these on this. We have all the flowers and the greenery and stuff, so we can do that. We can use these like leaves right here. I like it. We'll stamp it in green. Oh, goodness. As I get a bunch of ink on my block, just wipe it off. All right. And stamp. I feel like I might have shifted there a little bit, but we'll see. Ta-da. Oh, that came out perfect. Phew, came out perfect. Lovely. And let's see what else. Like I said, might not be too much else. I could put a charm on there. We could stencil it a little bit. Let's see, what do we have in this? We've got these leaves and flowers and what is that? It's like a rose. Love the bird and the butterfly. Another butterfly. Love the bee. Could do the bee. Let's do the bee. Kind of lightly if we can. Just go in lightly. Ooh, that's very light. That might be too light. Feast or famine, huh? I bet we could probably get it back on there. Darken it up a little bit. There we go. It's a bee. And let's see, we have these leaves. Let's do this leaf. Oh, I Got some up here on my tab. Whew, that came in strong. But that's fine. That is fine. All right, so let's put a hole. Let me ink the back of it. Let me ink the back of it first. Oh no, we've got these marks. I pressed a little too hard there. That is the danger of doing this with the flat dauber instead of the brush. But that's okay. It's just the back. One of the cool things about these like embossed with the gold paper pad is that it kind of comes through on the back. So when you ink it, you get the little flower pattern. It like picks up the ink a little bit, which is very nice. I love. Okay. So there we go. We've got that. Let's put our little hole. And I'll put a little tiny, let's see, here in the corner. And I've got a little in here. Yeah, I should have a little tiny eyelet. Let's see. That's an airplane one. That's cool. It's a pink. Oh, look, it's a green one. Let's put the little green one on there. I already have it set to do little ones. There we go. Oh, did it go on there? Yes. Okay. Now we can put a pretty charm on it. Let's see. Get my eyelets. Let's use a green one. And charm. Let's see. I have these charms. I have my other whole thing of charms. Is this one like a 4-leaf clover? All right, let me look at my other box of charms. Where did they go? Ah. Here they are. Let's see. We have this little green butterfly. Let's do that. Put a little green butterfly. Now, the problem with the butterflies is I don't think, yeah, the hole does not quite fit the end of these, so you got to kind of put them on the big bulb part, which is fine. It works too, kind of, huh? Well, that eyelet is too small. Might use a different charm, one with a bigger, it's like a bigger little hole. Let's see. What do you have? A little unicorn, cherries, these pretty ones. I'm not sure if that's big enough to, nope. To fit that bulb, this part. This one will. It's backwards. There we go. Pretty little charm. It's kind of silver. I might use a gold one instead. Because we have that gold on the background. What about this heart? Oh, I think this is like Christmas. Yeah, it's got little Christmas bells on it. This one says believe in love. It's a little more bronze. Let's see, what do we have? This little basket of flowers. There we go. It also lays flat too, which is nice for a journal, and you don't add all this bulk. And since this won't be hanging out like the side of the journal, it'll be sitting here. I think that's best. All right, I think that's good. Should fit right in there. Look at that. Lovely. Now we could add one more thing. We could put a butterfly right here. A butterfly. This one. I think so. The butterfly in the field. Just kind of down here on the corner. I think this is a pink monarch's print butterfly. Ta-da! Yay! Our page is done. I could, let's add another thing. I think I'll add some lace. I have this green lace. I think would be perfect along the edge. Along the edge of our page. Turn this up. Okay, so this is the back. This is the front of the lace. We could always take the gather out. Should I take the gather out? I may. I don't normally with this lace. I like a gathered lace, but particularly for this page, I think I will. Just take the thread out, and I think that will be better. It will lay more flat. Could iron it. I could iron it. My iron's not plugged in though. Would take more time too. I think it'll be fine. Just put a little line of Fabri-Tac. Yay! Lovely. I love using illustrations in journals. I think they're gorgeous. Yay. So yay, there's the page today. A pretty green page of a lady kneeling in a pretty flower field, reading some secret love letter note that, you know, a secret admirer left on a post. No, I don't know. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy Monday. I will talk to you all later. Bye.